The vast emptiness of space hummed with tension as the Earth defense flagship's communication systems began to pulse with an unusual signal. Lieutenant J. Park leaned closer to the holographic display, his eyes narrowing as complex mathematical sequences and fragmented alien communications flickered across the screen. Captain Elena Rodriguez stood nearby, her posture rigid and alert. The bridge was unusually quiet, with only the soft hum of advanced technology breaking the silence. Technicians and communication specialists worked diligently, their fingers dancing across quantum interfaces, attempting to decode the mysterious transmission. The message was unlike anything they had encountered before. Fragments of star charts, quantum frequency codes, and what appeared to be desperate coordinates painted a complex picture of an alien civilization on the brink of total destruction. Each burst of data suggested a civilization far more advanced than human understanding, yet paradoxically vulnerable. "Sir," Jay called out, his voice steady but laden with intrigue, "we're receiving a comprehensive transmission from an unknown galactic confederation." Captain Rodriguez approached the display, her experienced eyes scanning the incoming data. The alien communication was a mixture of mathematical precision and emotional urgency, something rarely seen in extraterrestrial interactions. The transmission revealed a civilization caught in a devastating interstellar conflict. Their rival empire had pushed them to the absolute limits of survival. What made this message unique was their unexpected choice of potential saviors, humans. Decoded fragments suggested that this alien confederation had been observing Earth for decades, carefully analyzing human potential. They had witnessed humanity's rapid technological advancements, our ability to adapt, and our unprecedented capacity for innovation during challenging circumstances. "They're asking for our help," Elena muttered, a hint of disbelief coloring her tone. After years of silent observation, they now want human intervention. J. Park began running complex decryption protocols, revealing more details about the alien civilization's predicament. Their technology was advanced. Quantum communication networks, faster-than-light travel capabilities, and molecular reconstruction technologies that humans could only dream about. Yet they were losing a war that threatened their entire existence. The irony was not lost on the bridge crew. A technologically superior civilization was reaching out to a species they had previously considered primitive and insignificant. Humanity, which had only begun serious space exploration mere decades ago, was now being viewed as a potential salvation. Specific details emerged through the transmission. The alien confederation, known as the Collective Stellar Alliance, had been engaged in a centuries-long conflict with a rival empire called the Chromatic Dominion. Their war had consumed hundreds of star systems, destroyed countless civilizations, and was now reaching a critical breaking point. What intrigued the human observers most was the aliens' precise understanding of human military and adaptive capabilities. Somehow, they had compiled extensive data about Earth's technological progress, strategic thinking, and our unique problem-solving approaches. Captain Rodriguez initiated a secure communication channel, preparing a preliminary response. Her fingers moved with practiced efficiency, encoding a message that would convey humanity's cautious interest without committing to immediate action. Lieutenant Park continued analyzing the transmission, discovering fascinating insights. The aliens had been monitoring human conflicts, technological developments, and societal structures for decades. They were particularly impressed by humanity's ability to rapidly innovate under pressure and transform challenges into opportunities. "They've been watching us," Jay commented, a slight smile crossing his face, "studying our conflicts, our technological leaps, our capacity to unite when faced with existential threats." The bridge crew listened intently as more details unfolded. The Collective Stellar Alliance was not just seeking military intervention. They were proposing a potential long-term strategic partnership. They recognized something unique in human civilization, an unpredictable, adaptive energy that could potentially shift the entire galactic power dynamics. Elena Rodriguez understood the profound implications. This was more than a simple request for military assistance. This was a potential first step in humanity's broader engagement with interstellar civilizations. As the transmission continued to stream, revealing increasingly complex details about the galactic conflict, the bridge crew remained focused. They were witnessing a moment that would potentially redefine humanity's place in the universe. The alien confederation was making a bold, desperate choice. They were reaching out to a species they had previously considered unremarkable, hoping that humanity's legendary adaptability and innovative spirit could turn the tide of a war that had consumed entire star systems. Little did they know, humanity was about to demonstrate exactly why they should never be underestimated. The transmission continued, a beacon of hope from a civilization on the edge of extinction, directed towards a species they were only now beginning to truly understand. The world watched in collective anticipation as Earth's military machines sprang into action. Within moments of receiving the alien transmission, every major research facility, defense contractor, and technological hub began working with an intensity that defied normal human collaboration. Hyun Kim stood in the central research laboratory of the Advanced Quantum Weapons Design Center, his eyes reflecting a mix of excitement and determination. Surrounding him were holographic displays showing complex weapon schematics that looked more like abstract art than military technology. "We have 72 hours," he told his team of brilliant engineers and scientists. No one questioned the timeline. No one seemed fazed by the impossible task. Humans, when challenged, had a remarkable ability to transform the impossible into reality. The first breakthrough came from an unlikely source. A young engineer named Sarah Rodriguez discovered a quantum entanglement mechanism that could potentially disable entire enemy communication networks instantaneously. Her concept was simple yet revolutionary: create a weapon that didn't just destroy, but fundamentally disrupted an opponent's ability to communicate or coordinate. In orbital shipyards circling Earth, massive construction platforms buzzed with activity. Massive battleships began taking shape, not traditional vessels, but living, adaptive machines that could reconfigure themselves mid-battle. These were not just ships, they were intelligent combat platforms designed to learn and adapt in microseconds. Hyun Kim's primary weapon system was particularly fascinating. It wasn't a traditional laser or plasma weapon, but a molecular disruption technology that could theoretically deconstruct entire spacecraft at an atomic level. The weapon didn't just destroy, it could literally unmake its target. Military strategists worked alongside quantum physicists, computer engineers alongside evolutionary biologists. The approach was holistic. They weren't just designing weapons, they were reimagining the entire concept of warfare. Global resources were consolidated with unprecedented speed. Nations that had previously competed now worked in perfect synchronization. The alien request had done something remarkable. It had unified humanity in a way no previous global challenge had managed. Research facilities that normally took years to develop a single prototype were now producing revolutionary technologies in hours. The human capacity for innovation, when truly unleashed, was something beyond conventional understanding. "They don't understand what they're asking," Hyun repeated to his colleague, Dr. Michael Chen. "We're not just preparing for a war. We're about to demonstrate what human potential truly means." The orbital shipyards became a testament to human engineering. Massive battleships emerged, each one a marvel of technological complexity. These weren't simple metal constructs. They were living, intelligent systems capable of autonomous decision-making. Quantum communication networks were established, creating an instantaneous information-sharing platform that could coordinate global military efforts with unprecedented precision. Every human resource, technological, intellectual, strategic, was being channeled into this singular objective. Artificial intelligence systems designed complex battle strategies, running millions of potential scenarios per second. These weren't just predictive models. They were dynamic systems that could adapt and learn in real time. The alien confederation had asked for help, expecting perhaps a modest military response. What they were about to receive was nothing short of a complete revolution in warfare technology. Hyun Kim looked at the final schematics of their weapon systems and allowed himself a small smile. Humanity wasn't just responding to a call for help. They were about to show the galaxy exactly what they were capable of achieving. As the first quantum-enhanced battleships began their pre-launch calibrations, one thing became abundantly clear. This was not going to be a traditional military intervention. This was going to be a complete transformation of what interstellar conflict meant. The countdown to deployment had begun, and the universe was about to witness something unprecedented. Humanity was entering the galactic stage, and they were arriving with a statement that would be remembered for millennia. The first wave of human intervention began with a silence that was more terrifying than any weapon. Commander David Lee stood on the bridge of the flagship Quantum Horizon, his eyes fixed on the holographic battlefield display. Alien observation units watched in complete disbelief as human technology transformed warfare into something they had never conceived possible. The initial engagement wasn't about destruction. It was about complete, systematic dismantling of the enemy's entire operational infrastructure. Adaptive AI combat networks began their work with surgical precision. Where traditional military forces would have launched massive attacks, humans introduced something entirely different. Intelligence systems began infiltrating enemy communication networks, not through brute force, but through complex algorithmic patterns that confused and ultimately paralyzed enemy strategic systems. Target neutralization is not our primary objective, David spoke quietly to his tactical team. Complete systemic disruption is our goal. The molecular disruption weapons worked unlike anything the alien civilizations had ever witnessed. These weren't simple destructive tools. They were intelligent systems that could deconstruct entire spacecraft at an atomic level, leaving behind nothing more than microscopic particle dust. Psychological warfare algorithms began broadcasting specific frequency signals that triggered deep neurological responses in the enemy's command structure. Complex mathematical sequences designed to create confusion, doubt, and strategic paralysis were transmitted simultaneously across multiple communication channels. Within minutes, the enemy's entire communication network collapsed, not through physical destruction, but through intelligent, adaptive technological manipulation that the aliens couldn't comprehend or counter. Commander Lee's transmission was cold, calculated, and precise. "We're not here to negotiate. We're here to end this conflict permanently." Each human combat unit operated with an intelligence that seemed almost supernatural. Adaptive AI systems learned and transformed battle strategies in microseconds, predicting enemy movements before they even occurred. Traditional warfare concepts of attack and defense became obsolete. The alien confederation watching the intervention realized something profound. Humans weren't just fighting a war. They were redefining the entire concept of conflict resolution. Quantum entanglement communication systems allowed human forces to coordinate with a level of precision that seemed impossible. Every unit, every weapon, every strategic decision was interconnected in a living, breathing technological ecosystem that could adapt and respond faster than any biological intelligence. What shocked the alien observers most was the complete lack of emotional engagement. Human forces approached the conflict with a clinical, almost mathematical precision. There was no anger, no rage, just pure, efficient problem-solving. Entire enemy fleet formations were dismantled not through massive explosions, but through intelligent systemic disruption. Communication networks collapsed, navigation systems became useless, and weapon platforms were rendered inoperable, all without a single traditional missile being launched. Commander David Lee watched the battlefield transformation with a sense of professional detachment. To him, this wasn't just a military intervention. This was a demonstration of human potential. The psychological impact was perhaps more devastating than any physical weapon. The enemy civilization began to understand that they were facing something entirely beyond their comprehension, a species that could transform warfare into an intelligent, adaptive art form. As the first engagement concluded, the results were clear. What should have been a prolonged conflict was resolved in mere hours. The human intervention wasn't just effective, it was revolutionary. The message was clear and unambiguous. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage, and they were not here to play by anyone else's rules. The universe would never be the same again. The alien military command watched their holographic displays with a growing sense of absolute dread. What they witnessed was not a typical military intervention, but a systematic deconstruction of their entire civilization's infrastructure that defied all known warfare principles. Soo Jin Park sat in the Earth's Strategic Analysis Center, her fingers moving across quantum data interfaces with calculated precision. She wasn't just analyzing the conflict. She was understanding its deeper mathematical and psychological dimensions. The human approach was breathtakingly different from any known galactic conflict. Where other civilizations saw war as a destructive process, humans viewed it as an intricate problem-solving exercise. Each tactical decision was not about killing or destroying, but about creating the most efficient pathway to conflict resolution. Alien communication networks began collapsing not through violent bombardment, but through intelligent algorithmic disruptions. Entire military bases were neutralized without a single direct weapon discharge. The psychological impact was more devastating than any physical attack. Quantum computational systems mapped out potential conflict scenarios with such complexity that alien strategists couldn't comprehend the calculations. Humans were playing a multidimensional chess game while others were still understanding basic checkers rules. Strategic points were targeted with microscopic precision. Infrastructure systems were systematically disabled, military communication channels were infiltrated, and weapon platforms were rendered useless, all without traditional destructive methods. The Alien Confederation's leadership watched in complete shock. Their centuries of military evolution seemed infantile compared to humanity's approach. Humans weren't just fighting a war. They were conducting a clinical, almost academic deconstruction of an entire civilization's military capability. Soo Jin's report became a legendary document across multiple alien civilizations. Humans do not see war as destruction, it read. They see it as problem-solving. What made the human intervention truly terrifying was its complete emotional detachment. There was no rage, no vengeance, no emotional satisfaction. Just pure calculated efficiency. Entire enemy fleet formations were transformed into inoperable systems within hours. Navigation technologies were compromised, weapon platforms were mathematically neutralized, and communication networks were reduced to static noise. The alien military leadership realized they were facing something unprecedented in galactic history. Humanity wasn't just a rising technological civilization. They were a fundamental reimagining of strategic engagement. Intelligence networks that had spent decades studying human behavior now understood the profound truth. Humans were not just another species. They were a revolutionary force that could transform any challenge into an opportunity for systematic resolution. As the conflict progressed, it became clear that this was more than a military intervention. This was a demonstration of human potential, a clear message to the galaxy about what happens when an innovative, adaptive species decides to solve a problem. The turning point wasn't a single battle or technological breakthrough. It was the complete realization that humanity approached challenges not with brute force, but with intelligent, adaptive problem-solving that could deconstruct entire civilizational systems. Soo Jin Park watched the holographic displays, her expression revealing nothing. To her, this was just another complex problem being solved with mathematical precision. The universe was witnessing the emergence of a species that didn't just participate in conflicts. They fundamentally redefined what conflict could mean. And they were just getting started. The aftermath of the conflict was unlike anything the galactic community had ever experienced. Entire star systems stood silent, watching as human diplomatic vessels approached the shattered remnants of the warring civilizations. Captain Elena Rodriguez led the human delegation, her presence both calm and commanding. Behind her, massive Earth vessels maintained a strategic formation that spoke volumes about their technological superiority without firing a single additional weapon. The Alien Confederation's leadership gathered in their primary diplomatic chamber, their once proud representatives now looking like defeated children. They had called for help, expecting a simple military intervention. Instead, they had witnessed a complete reconstruction of their understanding of warfare and strategic engagement. Quantum communication channels buzzed with translated messages. The human approach was unprecedented. They weren't demanding territory, resources, or reparations. They were presenting a lesson. Consider this a demonstration. The human transmission read. Next time, choose diplomacy. Alien analysts spent weeks trying to understand the profound simplicity of the human intervention. What they discovered was more terrifying than any weapon. Humans had solved their conflict with minimal destruction, maximum efficiency, and zero emotional engagement. The Galactic Diplomatic Archives would later record this moment as the turning point in interstellar relations. Humanity had entered the stage not as a conquering force, but as a problem-solving civilization that could neutralize entire conflicts with mathematical precision. Soo-Jin Park, the lead strategic analyst, compiled a comprehensive report that would become required reading across multiple alien civilizations. Her analysis wasn't just about the military intervention. It was a deep dive into human psychological and technological capabilities. Entire research institutions dedicated themselves to understanding the human approach. How could a species transform conflict into a pure mathematical and strategic exercise? How could they approach destruction with such clinical detachment? The human delegation's message was clear. We are not here to conquer. We are here to demonstrate what intelligent conflict resolution looks like. Alien civilizations that had spent centuries in perpetual conflict suddenly found themselves questioning their entire approach to strategic engagement. The humans had shown them that war was not about destruction. It was about finding the most efficient path to resolution. Communication networks across multiple star systems replayed the human intervention, analyzing every moment, every tactical decision. What they saw was not a military attack, but a systematic deconstruction of conflict itself. The most profound realization was simple. Humans were not just another species to be categorized or understood. They were a fundamental force of problem-solving that could reshape entire galactic dynamics. As human vessels began their return journey, the message was clear and unmistakable. The galaxy had learned a critical lesson. Humans were not to be taken lightly, manipulated, or underestimated. The conflict had ended, but humanity's demonstration was just beginning. The universe would never be the same again. He ended.